Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rita and I am your group cruise advisor. This week, I know last week I said that we weren't going to talk about anything fun. This week is kind of the same, but it's information you need to know. So please don't jump up. This is all about passports, and stick with me. I will try to make this fun. Alrighty, now I am a solid believer that everybody should have a passport. I'm not saying that. I think a lot of people think I say that because I make money. No, I do not make money off of your passports. That's a U.S. government. That's a government agency. I have nothing to do with it. I just think in general, you should have a passport because, again, my past videos, I talk all about having an insurance policy. I think your passport is a very important insurance policy while you're traveling abroad. I've seen too many people miss out on last minute opportunities, and I've heard so many horror stories of people going cruising and they don't have the passport and all the loops and the jumps and the hurdles that they have to go through to get back to the mainland. And if they had a passport, everything would have run much smoother. So what is a passport? A passport is a government-issued ID, and it really just identifies you, who you are, and what citizen or what country you are a citizen of. Most countries, if you're going to travel internationally, of course, you do need your passport to enter and to leave all the different countries. Now, in the United States, we also have something called a passport card, which is kind of like your driver's license. Now, you can, if you're going into Canada or Mexico driving, this is going to be valid. Also, if you're taking a cruise out of the United States, this is valid, like a closed loop cruise. It's not my favorite thing to recommend. I'd rather you have a passport book. But there is that option if you don't ever plan on going anywhere that you can't get access to from one of our United States borders. That's a good option, and it's a little bit more economical as well. I will go ahead and I will put a link to apply down in the comments. Every 10 years, it's something that we have to do. We have to go ahead and reapply for our passports. It's kind of a necessary evil, but it keeps the information updated, and I feel safe that they do that. So you should feel safe too. Some insight: there are some countries that require an additional visa on top of the passport. So international travel, you always need a passport. Some people need an extra security background check, I'll say, and so you need to get that visa in order to let you in. Some countries that are like that are China and Cuba. Do I need a passport if I'm taking a Caribbean cruise from a U.S. port? Okay, I hate this question because I know that you know what the answer is. And I know the answer that you want me to give you is no, because you don't want to spend the extra money on your passport. I know, it's a lot of money, but it's a great investment. Just like anything that you do, your car payment, your house payment, they're all investments such as your passport. So is a passport required on a closed loop cruise? That means it leaves and comes back at the same port? No, it's not required. You can still use your birth certificate and driver's license, but it is highly recommended. You know why? Carnival Triumph a couple years ago. You remember that disaster? That's why. One of the reasons that the cruise ship had to be towed to Mobile, Alabama, you remember I know I was wondering, why won't they just stop at a closer port? It's because not enough people had a passport. So it was going to take days and so much filing and investigation and inspection that it was just easier to leave these poor passengers stranded essentially on a cruise ship and wait for it to get tugged to the United States than stop in an international port. Get your passport. You don't want that to be you. People were, I just heard all the horror stories of feces in the hallway and all, no clean water. no power. You just get your passport. Another bonus tip is sometimes it's not just good enough to have a passport. And no, I'm not talking visas. I mean, you want to make sure that your passport is valid up to 6 months from your return. So let's say, June 1st is when you return from your trip. You need 6 months from June 1st of validity on your passport. So if it expires in between then, go ahead and get your passport renewed, because some countries want that extra cushion on your passport. Do my children need passports? I recently have been working with the family reunion cruise, and I was kind of baffled that that question came up, because in my head, I'm like, yeah, everybody needs a passport, doesn't matter how old you are. But then I have to think a lot of people, especially with family reunion type situations, don't travel as much as I do. I know. So it's a good thing to keep informed of. If you didn't know, now you do know. No matter if you have a small little baby or if your kid is 15 years old, everybody needs a passport if they're traveling internationally. Now, the good thing with the kids' passports is that if they are 15 years and under, they only need to renew their passports every 15 years as opposed to 10 years for us adults. Can we travel as Mr. and Mrs. Newlywed, aka new last name? And that depends. All of your documentation needs to be the same. So if you are taking a passport that says Rita Perez, your cruise name also needs to be Rita Perez. So let's say you haven't been able to change your name yet, and most people won't or wouldn't have had the time to change their name in between wedding and honeymoon. So you're going to take on your maiden name with you, and that's totally okay. Use your new married name in any other instance, just anything like documentation, you're checking into hotel, checking into your flight, checking into your cruise. Use your maiden name until you get your official docs when you get back from your happy honeymoon. Can you help me? My passport was stolen. Nope, not gonna help you. Of course I'm gonna try and help you out. It's a call that we don't like to receive, but again, that's one of the reasons that you make a copy of your passport before you leave home, so that we have some information already on file should anything happen while you're away. I also, on my first ever international trip to Italy, I made a copy of my passport. I kept it with somebody at home, but I also brought a copy of my passport with me, and that's what I had on hand. It's probably not a best practice now, because I would keep my official documents back in this hotel safe, and then I would just carry a copy on me. It's kind of like a catch-22, depending on the situation, because I know if I had it on me and if I got pickpocketed, that would really suck. Whereas if I still had like the copy in a safe place back at the hotel room, I wouldn't have to worry about the physical book being compromised, just the numbers and ID. I don't know. That's another time and place. That is for when you were talking to your consulate if anything should happen. Let's just hope nothing happens. We want happy smiles. All right. Well, I hope you have seen how valuable a passport can be. If you have any questions regarding passports and that website below can't answer them, I will try to the best of my ability to help you out. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your support, guys. Please make sure to go ahead and like this video and click the subscribe if you are not already subscribed to my amazing and fun, fantastic content. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you here next week. Bye.